Man, there's one leaf on there. I got to get that thing off of there. What are we going to do?
Can't have that.
Could you climb up there and get that off?
Yeah,
please?
I'll get right on that.
Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out at Shady Acres. We're excited today.
Super excited, making a lot of progress.
Hercules says hi, by the way.
He says I'm guarding.
Yeah, but the weather yesterday was actually worse than what it is today. Today it's colder. It's like barely over freezing, but the wind is holding mostly still.
And we have sunlight.
And we got sunshine. And we got something else, so stick around. I'll be showing you that here in just a minute. But in the meantime, check out Shannon's progress.
I don't even have anything to say other than
boom.
Boom, another section complete.
Well, you gotta say it with more excitement, like boom.
Boom.
And you say, there it is.
I'm not a dude.
Oh, so close. One of these days I'm gonna get you to just do it. This is looking awesome, babe.
Thanks, I'm really excited about this.
I'm really excited about this. The only thing that's missing though, what you're really slacking on, is getting that metal on the roof.
Yep.
Enter my part today. We'll look at that. I'm super excited about it. There should still be the link down below for the company that we've been working with. We had another great experience with them. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But we're gonna take advantage of the sunshine and the nicer day, even though it's cold, but it's perfect for working.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think I can knock this out today.
You heard her. Now we can hold her to it.
I'm gonna try anyway, at least this backside.
Because it's always her holding us up, taking forever anyway.
My fault.
All right, let's get moving and hope you guys enjoy. Before too long, we're gonna have the greatest goat shelter of all time wrapped up, buttoned up, and there are gonna be a couple of goats living the life.
We're very excited to get them out here too, but we're not bringing them out here until we are ready for them.
Yeah.
So
and they'll
keep
be
asking.
Pretty happy LGD, even though he's got a pretty sweet setup right now.
Yeah, but he could use some extra friends.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of LGD, Mr. Hercules will give you an update on his paw and how he's doing. You guys were awesome to give us all the feedback, thoughts, and ideas. And we've implemented some of them, and we'll let you know how it's going.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Can you tell where I am? That's right. I'm standing on the roof of the goat shelter. What you doing, babe? Setting up the camera?
I'm setting up the camera.
Thank you. So today we have a heat blast coming through. It's supposed to be up to like 40, 41, and 20-mile-an-hour winds. So that's a heat blast, right? No, it's a little bit cool up here, but not too bad. Could be way worse. Could be in the 20s. What I'm doing today, you'll see right here my chalk line going down. I did that along all of the rafters so that I could come up here with the nail gun a couple days ago and nail the sheets down to the rafters. Today, what I've done is I went and bought some of that felt or tar paper underlayment for shingles, sheet metal, whatever. And I'm gonna keep measuring from my first line here, get the chalk dropped, and then we'll get some felt paper on. Pray that the rain stays away. It's not calling for rain today, but it's looking a little bit rainy-ish. There's Big Boy. He's still milking that paw. We're still keeping an eye on it. Gonna get him some hip and joint medicine and all that stuff. And if it persists for too long, then we will get him into the vet. But talking to a lot of you who have large breed dogs, my cousin included, has got a German Shepherd, full-blooded, and he went through something like this. I think even one viewer commented and said that it had been like almost 2 years until it fully cleared up. And I believe that was a German Shepherd Great Pyrenees mix, which I'd really like to see a picture of that dog. I haven't Googled that, but is that a common blend? I don't know. Okay, well, I'm gonna get the chalk on the rest of it, and then we're gonna steal the air compressor from Shannon and staple down my felt paper. That's right, I'm using staples. Wish me luck.
So I'm over here removing nails from my pallet boards for more siding planks. All of a sudden, my compressor hose goes missing. Where did it go?
It ran away.
What are you doing?
I'm putting my felt, my tar paper up here. I'm just trying to get my part done so I can help you with yours.
Do you guys think I need help? Just kidding. I always need Kyle's help.
Oh, I got an idea. I'll get this done and then I'll go inside.
Well, I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I might get lonely.
I don't want to.
So what is this that you're putting down?
This is the underlayment for the sheet metal. And basically this will be a water barrier, because when you put the sheet metal on, the screws that you use do have a rubber grommet under the head, but you just don't want any moisture getting underneath that sheet metal into this OSB, as little as possible, preferably none. And so this will help provide another moisture barrier And also, it provides a little bit of traction and stability whenever you're putting on the sheet metal. So there are 2 different weights of this that I've had available at our local store, 15 and 30 pound, and they were the same price. So I guess 30 pound is for more sloped roofs, but I was like, well, if it's the same price, I'm just gonna go ahead and get the 30 pound. So I could have got away with 15, but I thought, you know, the goats deserve this, right?
Well, of course.
Yeah. So on the outer edge, I'm gonna do about 6-inch spacing on the staples. By code, a lot of times, a lot of places, I have no idea what our city is, but we're not in the city, so it doesn't matter. You gotta use those nails with the, like a plastic washer, like a ring shank or something weird. But I'm not a professional hammer swinger, and that is a lot of nails, and those are very expensive. So we got another pneumatic tool. Got a little staple gun. This will be more than sufficient, and in fact, I guess this is what a lot of roofers prefer to use in places where it is allowed, because it's so much faster and cheaper.
I can see that.
Those nails are stupid expensive. And we'll get to use this on future projects since we don't have to follow code out here. Don't do this on a windy day, by the way. This is not a windy day project. Fortunately, my wonderful wife noticed I was struggling and it was blowing away, and so she came up here to help me, and then I stole her hose and put it on the staple gun. I may have to get another compressor, huh?
Hey, that's a good idea.
A little pancake. I'll keep the hot dog, you get the pancake.
I don't even know how to take that.
You don't know what that is, do you?
No.
That's a hot dog compressor. How it's shaped like a hot dog?
Oh.
Little pancakes are little circular ones that are kind of flat.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I read websites.
So, as I was removing nails from my boards, I hear this, "Oh no!" And I look up and his paper is flying away. So, I felt like I need to come help.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, I need my air hose back.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. What are you doing?
Well, you know, I've got some planks I got to remove some nails from, so that's what I'm working on.
How come? You don't want to put them on the goat shelter with the old nails in them?
They're bent. You can't, like,
Well,
when they made those, they bent the nails. There's no reusing them.
How dare they? They didn't even have us in mind when they were assembling their
I know.
pallets and using them.
I'm sure it was by design, but it doesn't help me.
So, you got this pile.
Yep.
You got that pile still to do.
I have a huge pile up by the trees still.
That's a huge pile. What is this here?
I needed a more stable workstation while I'm working, and I didn't want to have to worry about the nails ricocheting back at me. So I took a piece of scrap plywood and stapled it together with a couple of scrap pallet planks. And then I stapled it to the lid so that it would be sturdy.
That's my spare OSB that I was gonna use.
Yeah, you weren't using it. I stole it.
I was gonna use it.
Not anymore.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't
this
get to keep
works
any of
great.
my scraps.
I can just throw a board right in between. Ta-da!
And all the nails are staying in the bucket?
Yeah, all the nails stay in the bucket. I don't have to pick them up later.
That's great.
Yep.
I don't want any of the animals stepping on them.
Oh, me either.
Or us.
Me either. So yeah, it just makes it more stable.
Nice work. Well, I'm gonna have to get another air compressor.
Yeah, we don't share very well.
Well, I want to keep going on that up there, but the air compressor's being hogged by somebody.
Well,
I'm totally
yeah.
kidding. Hey, you know what? Those gusts of wind that are coming through at like 25 miles an hour, that
Yeah.
does not make laying that stuff easy, so.
not at all.
Well, get you a good stack of those going so that we can cut them and get them on the siding, and then we'll just hop back and forth between each job.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thanks. Good work.
You too.
We used 4W Metal Building Supply out of Oronogo, Missouri, not too far from here, and they were awesome. I got a call later that day after we went and ordered and gave the dimensions and everything, and she was like, hey, I am so sorry, but the trim pieces are not gonna be here the day that the rest of it will come. So do you guys want that? And I said, well, I think we got some rain in the future, and I've already got my felt paper down, so let's go ahead and get the panels out here, and then we'll pick up the trim here in a couple days, beginning of next week. So they were very, very apologetic about it. No big deal at all. The turnaround time was still great. And when we went to pick up our sheets this time, one of the brothers, the original brothers, who I can totally relate with him, man. He is a details guy, a nerd, very self-taught, and just loves to learn, has a great outlook on life. So he gave Shannon and I a little bit of rundown, gave me the fast version of like, hey, here's how you install it. Are you a new guy? I was like, yeah, I've never done it before. So we're gonna see how it goes, but they were also kind enough. The bottom piece underneath there, because they lift it with a forklift, is a throwaway piece, more or less. It's a piece of sheet metal. It's just, I don't know if it's the color, and he said it may not be the same color as the rest of it. It'll probably have scratches on it. Well, that works out great for us because we're in the mode to recycle a little bit. So very nice of them, very kind to take that into consideration and just throw that in, no additional costs. That way they're not damaging the stuff we did order. So I'm gonna get this open. They also provided black screws that match the color, and those screws do have the little, like a little rubber grommet on them, so that when you screw them in, they kind of seal the hole that they're in, all in the name of protecting from water and whatnot. So while Shannon's getting the siding up, I'm gonna cut into this stuff, and we're gonna see how well I can put some sheet metal up on a mostly square roof, kind of. We'll find out. I'm so ready to have this up there. Got to get that cleaned off a little bit. We got some acorns and some twigs up there, and then I say we just start getting the sheet metal installed. Oh, that's beautiful. Now, if you remember, we also did the shoe shack. We had some scrap sheet metal and we painted it black, and so it's like a flat black, and it scratches very easy because it is a spray paint. He said because of this color, it's kind of a similar situation. Not a huge deal. This is gonna have acorns and twigs falling on it, so it'll probably get scratched up as it is, but it's kind of a matte or a flat black. It's got a little bit of shine to it, a little bit of reflectivity, but not too bad. Probably wouldn't do this on a much, much larger structure. Because I don't know as far as heat absorption, you know, black's gonna hold that heat in a little bit. Great in the winter, a little hot in the summer. I don't care, it looks good. Can't make that big a difference if you're using insulation under it, right? So I'm gonna try to place the first piece, just put a couple of screws in, I guess, to kind of hold it, and then kind of see how far I can go down if I go ahead and cascade the sheet metal so that I know it's gonna fit before I put too many screws in it. If you use a screw one time, if you take it back out, got to use a new screw.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think this is starting to look pretty good.
I agree, you killed it, man. That looks awesome.
Thank you. So's the roof, good job.
Well, I've got the top screws about 2/3 of the way across. I got the side screws on the first piece. Just trying to kind of get everything lined up to make sure I'm good. I'm probably gonna have to jigsaw a little bit of the OSB off the front here.
That's okay.
Or the back, but it's, for my first time, it's going about how I expected. I think I'm probably screwing it in a little too hard, but right now, I'm admiring this awesome side work that my wife did. Bam! What's it look like? You gotta go look at it.
I'm pretty excited to have this whole side done.
Let's see it.
It makes it look more complete, you know?
It's awesome, man. Look at that. Oh, you gotta turn around and smile, put your arms up for an amazing job well done.
Da da da.
Ta ta ta. Sorry, my impact driver and tape measures up there to ruin the shot. No, it's okay. This is looking awesome.
I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to get it wood burned, but I'm just happy to have that side and this whole entire side done.
Yeah.
My next one.
Your working partner kind of.
Did he finally give in?
Oh, well, his head was down until I said something about him.
You can take a nap. It's okay. I see those sleepy eyes.
He was trying to climb the ladder with me a minute ago.
Yeah, I had to go rescue Kyle. I didn't want him to fall off.
Yeah, so I was giving Shannon a hard time because my deck blocks and my 4x4 posts, well, they're not perfect, but she put her panels on, the planks.
They're not perfect either.
Mostly perfect. So if you notice, the roof, according to the line of the planks, goes down just a little bit, which, you know what, we could say that's by design. That's for water flow to go off that edge. Let's go with that.
Listen, if anybody is paying that close attention, I'll say you should have come done it yourself.
No way. I wouldn't let anybody else do this. This is awesome. No, I'm just saying it works out. It looks fantastic.
I'm so
I'm going
excited
to cut that little bit of excess felt paper, and then the beginning of next week, we'll get the trim to go up here. So I'm hopeful today. I've got another 130 screws to put in.
Don't screw them in too tight.
I didn't critique her one single time about putting her planks on.
Hey,
honey.
I'm just bouncing off of what you already said, where you said that you were putting them in too tight.
Well, if you want to climb up there and...
if you would like me to, I will.
She knows I'm not going to let her do that. Okay, so you and your planks. I'll do the sheet metal. You stick to the planks.
I'll stay on the ground. I'll finish up this other side, and you can go back up to the roof. How about that?
Oh, thank you so much.
I won't critique you anymore. I'm very sorry.
That's okay. No big deal. Hey, but you know what? I didn't let any sheet metal slide down and
I do appreciate that.
Yeah, that's kind of a dangerous deal.
Yeah.
I've got to get back up there while we got sunlight.
You get back up there, and I'm going to work on this end over here.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you.
Well, we worked late into the night last night. It was dark, and it was really cold.
It did get really cold on us.
Shannon was appropriately dressed. Kyle was not. So I actually weaned out before you.
I was going to say, I actually outworked you last night.
It was nice. She had to put all the stuff up. But today I want to, well, for one, I want to review our work because, well, we didn't get to see it in the light. I don't know how to get those seams to stay down better. It's not really a big deal because if rain hits it, it's still going to go that way or that way. Just a perfectionist thing. That one, well, and these are the ones I had to I overlapped them just a little bit because this is where the unsquareness of my roof comes in. Oh, did I lose my helper? Or
I gained a buddy.
You gained one?
He's going after my my hot chocolate here that I have from Bob, which, thank you, by the way. We were sent an awesome package with a whole bunch of treats.
Hert's trying to enjoy them. Those are mine, buddy.
Yep.
Sorry, man.
Those aren't for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you don't get that stuff.
But they're very yummy. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Total surprise. He sent what? Some Brazilian nuts, some chocolate covered, some almonds, which
some jelly beans.
That speaks right to me. But then all the sweets go to her.
Yeah.
And
I've
of course,
had the jelly beans and I've had the hot chocolate.
I was gonna say, how was that hot chocolate?
It was really good.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
And where did that stuff come from?
It came from nuts.com.
Yeah, I've seen commercials for them, but I hadn't tried them. But man, that stuff was delicious.
Stuff is good. Yeah.
So thank you so much. Yes, we do snack and eat a lot because we burn a lot of calories out here, and we get back in of an evening and we just keep eating to recharge. So thank you very much for the thoughtful gift. That was very, very kind and delicious.
Yes, thank you.
So we're so close, guys. We're going the distance on this. We've talked about this. We are, I'm a perfectionist and I don't really care. And so this thing's over the top, but in the greatest way.
And it looks great, and I love it.
Looks awesome. I cannot tell you how long. I'm not going to tell you because it's kind of embarrassing. Shannon and I stood inside that camper last night and this morning and just kind of stared at it and we're like, wow, it's a reality. We're getting there. So,
Such a good boy.
look, I got the screws up last night. Man, there's one leaf on there. I got to get that thing off of there. What are we going to do?
Can't have that.
Could you climb up there and get that off?
Yeah, I'll
please?
get right on that.
The gentleman at 4W Metal Supply was
Get over
super, super awesome to kind of give me just a quick rundown of what we needed to do. And so I did it. Problem is, it's hard to tell when you're getting these screws down to flush. There's a little rubber grommet underneath the head of these, and that's to help whenever you screw it in. It seals that hole to keep moisture out. He said, don't go so far in that you're denting it, because if you take that in too far, it will crack over time, and of course you lose the integrity of the sheet metal. I'm 100% sure I drove a few of them in, maybe a few more than a few, just a little bit too far. But I feel like as I went along, it got a little bit better, and then I've got to learn how to seam just a little bit better, but at the same time, the functionality is there. Very excited about it. It was very polite of him to go through and tell me, basically use something, you know, I used my finger to know the distance from the ridge to where the screws would go, and that way I could be consistent and keep these guys all in line. Going this direction, they're all 24 inches apart, for the most part, with a little bit of math so that I could make it even out fairly well. And then on the edge, I just did one more line of screws to make sure that holds down, because you could obviously flip that up and a strong wind would come through and cause a problem. But overall, for the first sheet metal job I've ever done, very pleased with it. So thanks, JR, for giving me the quick install lesson, and maybe I'll bring you some pictures and you can tell me how good or bad I did, or give us some lessons for the next time.
I think you did great. I think it looks awesome.
Thank you. What about the siding? I think it looks great.
Well, thank you.
Herc, you got something to say, bud? What'd you do on the goat house?
He says I protected it.
Yeah. Oh, it's belly scratch time.
Oh my
I guess we haven't had our belly scratches yet, have we?
Nope, I guess not. He's so funny. Okay, Herc, I gotta tell him about the siding over here. You cool with that? Can you help? So I really didn't want this to look like it was pallets stuck up there. So I tried to kind of offset the boards a little bit to make it look more like a hardwood floor would versus just pallet boards where all the seams would be in the same place. A lot of them are still the same size, so we still have seams, but overall I think it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.
I think it looks great. And right now we have the 4x4s exposed, and the design ended up being a little bit shorter from this 4x4 to that 4x4 than from here to here, which is fine, because I think come spring, summer, hot season, whatever, we may try to put some windows in for a little bit of ventilation. Is that correct?
Yeah. And all I'm gonna do is just cut out a square and make it to where it'll flip out. So I still want the windows to be boarded, but they'll be kind of like chicken coop windows.
I was thinking we'd just go in on the inside and put vertical supports, and then we could cut that so that we use this as the window, and then like you said, just fold it out or fold it up, whichever is easier to construct.
Somebody had a great idea to use piano hinges for those, so we'll probably do that whenever the time comes.
Yeah, I found about 2 or 3 different lengths of those. This is where Shannon was finishing last night, so we've not actually been able to evaluate this in the daylight yet.
So I was trying my hardest to get this whole side done as well as the back side yesterday, and we just ran out of daylight. So this whole section was done in the dark.
I'd say you did a pretty fantastic job for being done in the dark.
I stood here and stared at this last night, and I kept thinking my eyes were playing tricks on me. And I used my level, and these boards are level. This one is not.
Whoa,
really messed with me last night.
Whoa. Okay, we're gonna start a feud here, and I'm holding the camera, so it's not going back on her. In fact, I'm gonna mute you real quick. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you know, the imperfections we've talked about. The roof is not perfect. The guy that has been on 100,000 roofs in his life said no roof is perfect.
It's okay, babe. I wasn't critiquing you.
Oh, you were just pointing out.
I was just saying it messes with my eyes to see it, and even more so now in the daylight. But I think it looks good.
Next time I'll do better.
Oh my gosh, I think it's awesome. I think you did great.
Well, I think it is too. You're not getting another one. This is the only goat shelter we get.
That's fine. I still need a chicken coop. I still need a shed and a well house.
Okay. Hey, you, stinker pot in the black and tan fur. I know there's a mouse or a rat or something in there, but you cannot be digging in that sheet metal and cutting your snout like you did yesterday. Can we come out of there, please?
No, I'll leave it.
Hey, leave it. Come on. Come on. Come over here and look at the goat shelter with us. She's a princess, but she's not a country dog, so she's learning. Yesterday, these were on top of the pile. I look over, the silly mongoose has the sheet metal in her mouth, dragging it, trying to get down to a little mouse or rodent infestation that's living underneath the sheet metal. She got a little cut on her snout. I tried to feel bad for her, but she wasn't even ashamed, and she won't leave it alone. Come on, pup, let's go, this way. Come on, that's a good girl. Let's leave that be, okay? No more cuts. Yeah, play with him instead, not mice and rats.
All I have left to do is this section, which I need you to help me with some bracing in this top section if you're okay with that.
Do you want straight ones or do you want not straight?
You just give me whatever you're capable of giving me.
I mean, all I can do is this. All of them are gonna be running like that. I mean, if we hold it like this, it looks super level.
Stop it.
It's pretty good.
Stop. And then we have the front section that needs to be sided and it needs some bracing too.
Yeah, look
Other
at this
than that,
thing.
We're close, man.
We've talked about different options for flooring, pallets, putting clean rock screenings, all the different options, and we still haven't really solidified an idea on that yet. Basically, if we could close these gaps down here enough so that realistically Luigi can't get under them, which I don't think he can.
I don't think he could.
But Luigi's gonna be the big factor, and then any digging, Mr. Man with massive paws back there, he can dig like a champion.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it to escape yet, but if he figures out that he can, he may give it a shot. So if we can get those little gaps closed, keep Luigi and him in there from digging, whatever else, we're gonna be sitting pretty. I mean, this thing is,
Oh,
I'm super excited about it.
and then this panel will be removed and we will probably attach it to the corners here on each side.
Most definitely.
To secure that and keep them in there.
Yeah, I'll probably just cut the panel here and keep like 2 or 3 squares worth and then swing it out since we use those metal zip ties and then just attach them to this 4x4. And that guy over there, I don't know if you can see that gate post that the gate is hanging on. When I dug up the base of the shelter down here, I think I might have hit some of the concrete on the other side of that. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit creative. I've got some leftover 4x4. We've obviously got plenty of 2x6 left, but I think I'm going to brace this back up to this 4x4 because this guy is not going anywhere. And then that way I can put more panel down here. So we've got this closed off, we have that closed off, and then they have access to their shelter. A few more steps. We're on the home stretch. Shannon informed me today her design is still
Vertical planks. I know they're going to be hard to cut, so if any of you have any tips for cutting those at an angle, I'm sure Kyle can come up with a jig to make it a little bit easier. But that's the next steps. I'm so excited about this. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it with the black trim on there.
I know.
It's going to look good.
I'm gonna trim out a little bit of that excess felt paper that I got around the edges,
Yeah.
and then we should be set. We got a few more finishing touches that we are planning to implement this week. One, of course, which is the trim that's gonna go around the rest of the fascia. And then Shannon's gonna try to weather seal it a little bit, aren't you?
I'm hoping to. Hopefully the weather will comply. So I'm hoping to.
I don't know if you guys saw Chad's video. Chad, my brother, Adler Farms, you know who Chad is. The guy totally trespassed on our land and almost got shot at, but go watch his video. You'll see some amazing sneak tactics. The guy, I didn't know he could do some of that stuff. Like, I've got to go back and review the footage and see if it was actually him or if Ray dressed up as him and did it for him. I didn't know he could roll an army crawl.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Shannon and I had a really good laugh at that. But I'm gonna have to up my security.
Yeah, I think so. Starting with a white dog over here.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you see what our guard dogs did? Nothing. Now, they may have thought he had some turkey or some ham in his pocket because last time they saw him, he did. And that was Thanksgiving. I don't know. Do they know who he is? Whatever. Either way, we got one more project list item now, and it's going to be Operation Keep Chad Off.
Unless he's going to come work.
Oh, yeah, Chad, you want to come help perform Operation Keep Chad Off?
Oh my gosh.
What? You told me to be better about asking for help.
Okay.
Help! No, it was really funny. It was actually really nice. We were not expecting him to stop by, so we had a good time, and he got to ride in the back of the four-wheeler, kind of, sort of, and I didn't throw him out.
In the trailer, I thought you were going to throw him out.
I should have.
You don't want to do that.
Well, no, his generator was back there. I mean, Chad was back there. Well, we just got a few more steps to wrap up the goat shelter, at least phase 1. I'm 100% sure we're going to continue doing more things to add functionality and simplicity for Shannon and I, as well as all the luxuries for the goats, like the popcorn maker and the Keurig and the flat screen TV. All that stuff is still to come. Yeah, but man, it's charging right ahead, and we are super excited. So in the next video, watch for that to be done, and we'll try to just show you guys the greatest of all time goat shelters on all of YouTube, and quite honestly, probably on the entire planet. Don't you think?
Well, of course.
Yeah, I'm finally, my confidence is built. I'm feeling better about all of it. I'm very excited about it. We've had a lot of rain and wind and everything, and she's standing super strong. The next phases, what I'm gonna work on while Shannon's finishing up that siding, is I'm gonna build a little, Nala wants to make a little noise while we're doing this. What are you doing, babe? You're so silly.
She says, I want to be part of the video.
So I think I'm going to build a custom goat carrier on our trailer so that we can make it a little bit easier on ourselves to get Mario and Luigi home. They're gonna stay in the pen, get acclimated with our land and Hercules living in that pen together, and then we will encompass this inside the electric fence so that they can come out and roam. We're this close, but I think before we get the electrical fence done, we'll go ahead and bring them out, let them get to know their shelter, their safe place, and then we'll continue expanding the Goatville. One day at a time.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Well, guys, we appreciate y'all being patient. You know, this is the first time we've ever done anything like this. This is the first building we've built out here besides the shoe shack, which was basically just a smaller version of this. And I'm very, very pleased with it. There's a lot that we have learned. Let us know.
Well, there's that.
What happened, buddy?
Did you knock something over?
Uh-huh. He's trying to get to
I think you were
Bob's
trying
gift.
to go for a snack, weren't you?
Yeah. Stuffromnuts.com is not for four-legged fur balls.
Nope.
That's you, buddy. Nor is, well, the sawhorses.
You know, everybody has to learn what to do and what not to do the hard way.
Yeah, it's been a great learning experience. We've enjoyed it. We've learned so very much, and hopefully our speed will continue to increase as we build more of these, and we can better gauge, like, you know, to what level we need to build them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or we just keep building the Taj Mahal of everything we build.
That sounds more like us.
Okay. Well, guys, we cannot tell you enough how much we appreciate you, your encouragement, your advice, sometimes your criticism, all the good stuff. But be sure to comment down below if you want to know a little bit more about some of the specific things we did or materials we used. We can definitely provide that information, and we will look really forward to showing you guys the final product.
Yes.
As always, guys, thanks again for coming by, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Time to see brother. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hey, man. How are you feeling today? Hercules.
He's like, yes.
One more, buddy. That's a good boy.